every county. This is your statewide newscast. Arkansas Today.
Good afternoon. I'm Mallory Brooks. Thanks for watching Arkansas Today on this Monday. We are hearing today from an Arkansas doctor who had been missing in Mexico for several days. We now know 29-year-old Jesse Pacheco was declared safe after authorities found him at an airport leaving the country with his mother. But as Arkansas Today's Susan L. Corey found out, he says he doesn't remember what happened.
My life was over, but I'm home.
Tearing up, Jesse Pacheco doesn't hide how he's feeling.
I didn't think I was going to be back home.
Now back safe in northwest Arkansas after disappearing in Mexico for nearly 5 days.
It's a blessing.
Surrounded by his mom and cousin, the 29-year-old didn't share much in this brief press conference Sunday afternoon.
Can't recall anything. I mean, it was just complete blackout.
Pacheco Jesse.
A week ago, the Van Buren native graduated from medical school in Guadalajara.
Graduation, it was amazing. You know, all my family, friends were there.
But celebrations during a night out with friends took a tragic turn.
Next thing you know, blacked out, and then I ended up showing back, back home.
Mexican police found one of his friends beaten, shot, and killed a block away from the bar where they were last seen.
I would have taken his place. I mean, he didn't deserve it.
While investigators believe Pacheco was kidnapped.
We honestly don't know what happened.
The family wouldn't address that or how he was found.
Thank God that, we have him back home with his family.
Prayers helping a newly minted doctor who faces a long road to healing.
I thank God for this because, I'm home.
And the family says they haven't had any contact with Mexican police, but they claim the FBI is now investigating. A mobile home fire in Fairfield Bay Sunday morning claimed the life of one man. Now investigators are trying to determine a cause. As of now, they have not identified the man who died, but neighbors told firefighters the elderly and disabled man lived alone. That home was severely damaged, and officials say a mobile home next door also received minor damage. Police have released the name of the woman who died in a deadly train collision Saturday night in Stuttgart. 55-year-old Joyce Racy was killed when the train hit. She was the passenger. The driver of the car, 67-year-old Lorenzo Racy, was injured along with a minor. State police say the car was stopped on the tracks at West 10th Street crossing before the collision. None of the train crew was hurt. The investigation is still open. Officials in Hot Spring County are investigating the cause of a boat explosion near a ramp on Lake Catherine Saturday. These pictures are from Garland County 911 News. According to the park superintendent, several members of the family, including children, were burned. We don't know the extent of their injuries, but 3 people were airlifted to hospitals. A number of emergency personnel assisted Lake Catherine park rangers who responded to that call. It is the natural state, but the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission Foundation says there has been a drop in the number of Arkansas hunting and fishing licenses. It's something the foundation has noticed in the last few years. The foundation believes the loss of interest may come from things like video games, cell phones, and social media, so their mission now is education.
Because of me starting out early, it's bleeding into my kids, and I think that needs to be in every household. It's going to start with the parents.
And so getting them unplugged from the video game, getting them away from the TV screen, and getting them outdoors. And the Game and Fish is a great place to start that and introduce somebody new to the outdoors.
The foundation is working to get new people interested in hunting and fishing, and for those who may have turned away from the outdoors, reinterested. But if you do feel like going after some big game, applications are available for alligator hunting in Arkansas. 100 permits will be available for draw this year. Each gives hunters the chance to go after one alligator. It has to be at least 4 feet long. You have until June 30th, just a few more days to submit your application. Gator hunting season runs on one of these public areas during the last 2 weekends in September. A project in Jonesboro is catching the attention of state officials. The Veterans Village project will be a neighborhood of single-person and multi-family homes, specifically for housing homeless veterans in the area. The purpose is to give back to people who have sacrificed so much for our country. It's a concept that the Commissioner of State Lands wants to introduce in other parts of the state.
The one thing that's great about this project is that it helps our veterans reconnect with society. And that's what I'd like to see do in other communities around the state of Arkansas.
The State Land Commissioner's office deals with tax-delinquent real estate, and they already have a donation program in place. Land says he hopes to use that to help other cities across the state gain land to jumpstart their own Veterans Village. The Trump White House striking back against Iran today. Additional sanctions are set to be announced for Tehran. This in the aftermath of last week's downing of a U.S. drone. But there is a chance other actions will be taken down the road. John Lorick reports.
President Trump in a weekend tweet laying it on the line for Iran.
Look, you can't have nuclear weapons. And if you want to talk about it, good. Otherwise, you can live in a shattered economy for a long time to come.
The president called off a military strike against Tehran last week with 10 minutes to spare.
He concluded that it was not a proportionate response to shooting down an unmanned American aircraft. The president also had doubts as to whether or not the downing of our unmanned aircraft was actually authorized at the highest levels.
However, that doesn't mean military action isn't a future possibility.
Our military is rebuilt, new, and ready to go. By far the best in the world.
As for whether a strike should happen, opinions are split.
I fear that if Iran doesn't have a firm set of boundaries drawn around its behavior, we're going to see an attack on a U.S. ship or U.S. manned aircraft.
A war with Iran would be even worse, more loss of life, never-ending war in that region, massive instability. So I will do everything I can, number one, to stop a war with Iran.
President Trump has said he doesn't want to start a war with Iran, tweeting that if Tehran agrees to a nuclear ban, it could become a productive and prosperous nation again. I'm John Lawrence reporting.